What up YouTube, Salvador Brickman here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. And on this channel, we talk about crowdfunding. We talk about how to raise money successfully on Kickstarter, Indiegogo. How do you not only hit your goal, but also surpass it wildly? How do you do things like build an email list? How do you make it so that when you launch, you're instantly funded? We talk about all that kind of stuff on this channel. So if you haven't already, go and dive into some of the other videos that I got out there. Lots of great stuff. And if you haven't yet, take a second to subscribe to this channel so you get more videos when I put them out. But one of the things that I think a lot of people recently have been coming to me and saying is, hey Sal, I love the content that you have out there on YouTube. I love the podcasts that you have. Like, you put out a lot of great educational stuff, and thank you so much for that. But quite frankly, this is a lot. Like, I can't do all this myself. You know, I only know how to do this, or I don't know how to do that. How do I actually assemble a team of people that can help me with my crowdfunding campaign? So today, I wanted to answer that question. Really, when it comes to a campaign manager, when it comes to help, whether it's a marketing agency or helping you with PR, how do you actually go out there and you assemble a team of committed people that are willing to help you with this campaign launch? You don't want to do everything yourself. You're not good at everything, quite frankly. I'm only good at a handful of things. If you ask me to do something that's very like attention to detail, like create a prototype, or you ask me to do something engineering related, I would probably suck at it. Like, math was one of my worst subjects in school. I was always good at English. I always loved psychology. I was a horrible student when it came to learning things like calculus and math. But other people, for them, that's their forte. And the same thing is for you. Maybe you're good at things like video editing. Maybe you're good at something like writing, or you're good at actually coming up with that initial prototype on a napkin and getting that 3D printed and then actually creating the first real prototype of your idea. Whatever you're good at, the good news is that you can actually hire people that have different skill sets than you. So that's what we're getting into in today's video. Now, in order to understand how to go about doing this, how to hire a campaign manager or how to hire a marketing agency to help you with your project, we have to first understand the 3 different phases of a crowdfunding campaign launch. Because if you don't know what you need help with, it's going to be really hard for people to actually give you assistance. You have to know what you're lacking in or what resources you need in order to actually assemble a team of people around you. So when it first comes to the pre-launch, what I like to call it, the pre-launch, before you go live on Kickstarter, there's sort of 1 or 2 things that really you need to get in order before you go live. And then the first one is going to be your actual video. The video that you're putting out there on Kickstarter, because that actually is the most important, honestly, the most important part of your project. The video is going to influence whether or not people actually back and support your campaign. So you want to make sure that you have a stellar, high quality video. You thought out the storyboard. So the first way that people can help you is you can hire a videographer. You can hire someone to put together that for you, to put together the excellent video and the storyboard, and you can obviously guide them and give them a sense of maybe what you want, but you can actually outsource that if you want to. Now, if you don't have the funds to do that, you can do something in-house, you can work with local film students, etc., but that is something that you're going to need going into a campaign. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need an email list, or at least a list of people that are pre-selected, that are interested in what it is that you're putting out there into the world. It could be a social media following, it could be a crowd in some other fashion, but you need at least a group of people who are interested in this product so that when you launch it, they're going to actually contribute to your instantly being funded or instantly getting some funding on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. It's very hard to launch a project if you don't already have that asset. So that's the next thing that people can help you with. They can actually help you with building up this email list or building up this crowd of people. Now, the third thing is your actual strategy and how well your campaign fits the industry. So let me expand on that. I mean, when actually going into this campaign, going into this launch, I've seen many different launches in my time here in the last 6 years, and people have done things right, people have done things not so right. So a very common thing that entrepreneurs will do is going into the launch, they'll actually hire a coach or consultant like me, an expert, to review their video, to look at their campaign page, to give feedback on the rewards, to sort of outlay the strategy going forward, or even to do more nitty-gritty things with their website and to sort of see how you can actually change things around in order to improve conversion rates. So I think this is a very ripe time period There's definitely a lot of uncertainty. So bringing in someone like a coach or a consultant can really help to build confidence, to make sure that when you do launch, you launch with a bang, that you're actually getting funding when you launch. It's a really critical time period. So that is another way that people can help you. Now, in the second phase of a campaign, when the campaign is live, the problem that most entrepreneurs experience is that while, yeah, maybe they get some initial funding based on their initial strategy, they're struggling to maintain momentum. They're struggling to maintain momentum with the amount of funding that they're getting on Kickstarter. They're trying to get the word out there to more and more people. They're trying to get more people into their tribe and more backers, and they're struggling as to how to go about doing that. So this is really where you have different companies like Facebook advertising agencies that are helping you drive traffic to your campaign, or you have PR agencies that are going out there, they're pitching journalists for you, and they're helping you get news stories to increase overall traction and traffic and awareness in the broader landscape. In this middle phase, you also have to do regular communication. You have to rally people around your project. So you probably have a campaign manager whose job it is to answer all of these questions that you're getting with the campaign, to continue to rally people around this, to post updates, etc., and to really maintain that level of buzz around your project. And finally, you have the third phase. So the third phase is really the fulfillment phase. It's when you're done raising money, you are successful on Kickstarter, you are a crowdfunding success story, you've come on my podcast to share that fact, and basically you're now in the fulfillment phase of shipping out all of these perks, all of these rewards to backers around the world, and it can be a really exciting time. But at the same time, it can be really nerve-wracking because that's a lot of orders, that's a lot of people, that's a lot of credit cards, some of them might have failed, that's a lot of packages that you have to coordinate and manage all of the different backer communications and the customer service aspect of fulfilling rewards. It's a lot to deal with. So in this third phase, I'll also see companies go out there and hire help when it comes to the fulfillment company, when it comes to doing surveys, different survey tools that are out there, and even doing things like having people help with the actual packaging and hiring people to help with, okay, we're getting this manufactured in bulk, how do we ship this around to people all over the world? Once you have identified the phase that you are going to need help with, and specifically the resources that you need in order to complete your team and make it so that you can have a very streamlined campaign process from the very beginning, pre-launch, to the actual going live, to the then fulfilling a reward tiers. Once you have identified that, then you can go and check out the link that I have for you down below, because the link down below goes through some of the top marketing agencies, the top consultants, the top expert service providers in this industry who can actually help you with your campaign. These are the people that I recommend, the agencies that I'm constantly recommending people to, because they are tried and true in this industry. So go and check out that link when you're ready and you fully understand what phase you need help with, and I can also help you more if you leave a comment down below. Now, aside from knowing the phase that you need help with, the resources that you need help with, what you're good at and what maybe you're not so great at, and also some of the agencies out there that can help you, you also have to understand how payment actually works in this industry. So I have a lot of people, small business owners, who approach me and say things like, hey Sal, you know, I'm on a budget here. That's why I'm trying to raise money on Kickstarter in the first place. I'm on a budget and I would love to either hire you or I'd love to hire other people on a percentage basis. So should this campaign be successful, I will pay you a percentage of the overall campaign funding amount. Like I'll pay you 2% or I'll pay you 5%. Does that sound like a good deal to you? Or do you know anyone who'd be willing or be interested in working on a commission or on a percentage basis? Now, there are some companies in the industry that will work on a percentage basis, and usually those are the Facebook advertising companies, the ones that are driving traffic, and they'll take a percentage of the overall pledges that they drive. And they're also probably going to pay or charge you an upfront fee. If you're doing funded today, they're going to be charging you a hefty upfront fee. There are companies out there like Jellup that are just going to take a percentage at the time that I'm recording this video. But when it comes to actual consultants, when it comes to digital marketers, when it comes to hiring larger agencies to manage your campaign, to do press outreach for you, etc., it's very, very rare you would find anyone willing to work with you just on a percentage basis. And here's why. It doesn't make sense. The economics of the business do not make sense. Why would someone take such a large risk working on only your campaign without any kind of certainty when it comes to a payday? They're basically saying, hey, for the next month or the next 3 months, I'm going to forego any payments. I'm just going to work on your project out of the hopes that it works. Unless your project is a sure thing, you already have a very large fan base, you're a celebrity, you have something baked in that's just totally different from everything else out there, a really innovative product, you're going to be hard pressed to find anyone who's going to work with you under those terms. And if you do find someone who's willing to do that, it's probably someone who's not very skilled, or they're working with you and also like 50 or 100 other campaigns, and they don't really care whether or not yours is successful. They just hope that 1 or 2 of the ones that they're working with are. So I hope that sheds some light on the actual process that you have to go through if you want to hire a campaign manager, you want to hire help for your crowdfunding campaign. Like I said, there are many different assets to a campaign, so you really have to understand what asset you need help with, what area you're lacking in, how you want people to visibly and tangibly impact your project before you go out there and you start approaching service providers. Go and check out the link that I included down below for some of those links that I mentioned earlier about the agencies. I also have another video on promotion. If you actually do want to do this yourself, you want to go out there and promote. And I also have another video on some of the agencies out there, so just dive into my content. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, let me know so I can put out more videos like this. Take a second to subscribe to this channel if you want more videos like this. And finally, my name is Salvador Brigman. Hope you like it, and I'll see you next time.